Hello everyone. So let us start discussing the new concept in module 5, this branch and bound, the methodology, the basic methodology of branch and bound, and how to solve assignment problem using branch and bound. And this is Deepashri. I am going to explain this concept now. Yes, before that, so let us see some of the differences between backtracking and branch and bound algorithm techniques. So we have already discussed, or we have already studied, solved so many problems with the help of backtracking. So let us see some of the differences between backtracking and the new algorithmic technique called branch and bound. So it is used to find all possible solution available to the problem. In case of branch and bound, it is used to solve the optimization problem. So we know how to solve the problems with the help of backtracking. That means we need to construct a state space tree and we are going to find all the possible solution. But in case of branch and bound, it is used to solve the optimization problem especially. And we know what is meant by optimization problem. We have already discussed in greedy method, right? We need to find the optimal solution and it is one of the feasible solution, right? And the second difference is it traverses a tree by DFS, depth first search. And in case of branch and bound, we are using both DFS or BFS to traverse a state space tree or to construct a state space tree. So the third difference is it realizes that it has made a bad choice and undoes the last choice by backing up. So as the name only suggests, the algorithmic technique is backtracking. That means uh, if the if the solution is not if you are not getting the solution, or it is a dead end, right, or it is a non-promising node, if you reach to the non-promising node, if that is the case, we have to backtrack to the parent node and we can continue constructing the state space tree to get the solution, right? So more than one solution we can find by backtracking to the previous node or to the parent node, right? So in case of branch and bound, it realizes that it already has a better optimal solution that the pre-solution leads to, so it abandons the pre-solution. That means what? Some solution is already present, right? It realizes that it already has a better optimal solution. That means if the solution is already present and we are while constructing, if you are finding another solution which is optimal than the existing one, if that is the case, we can terminate that previous result, right, or the previous solution, and we can construct or we can get the optimal solution. That means we need to find the optimal solution, that is actually the better solution, right? So that is the intention of branch and bound compared to backtracking. And here it searched the state space tree until it found a solution, right? And in case of branch and bound, it completely searches the state space tree to get the optimal solution. In case of state space tree, we are going to find all the solution, that means more than one solution. In case of branch and bound, the main intention is to find the optimal solution. And here it involves feasibility function, and here it involves a bounding function. So some of the differences between backtracking and branch and bound. Let us see what is optimization problem. An optimization problem seeks to minimize or maximize some objective function, a tour length, or a value of item selected, the cost of assignment, and so on, usually subject to some constraint. So optimization problem means some other problems require minimum result, some other problem requires maximum result, right? And all these problems are based on some problemic constraint or the conditions, right? So for example, some of the objective functions like tour length, minimum tour length, and the value of item selected for knapsack, and the cost of an assignment with respect to assignment problem. So like that, some of the objective functions you can list. And what is feasible solution and optimal solution? The standard terminology of a optimization problem, right? A feasible solution is a point in the problem search space that satisfies all the problem constraints. Example, a Hamiltonian circuit in the traveling salesperson problem, or a subset of items whose total weight doesn't exceed the knapsack capacity in the knapsack problem, right? So the feasible solution is nothing but it satisfies the problems constraint, right? Suppose if I take a traveling salesperson problem which contains with there should be a Hamiltonian circuit. If I take knapsack problem, the sum of the items whose total weight does not exceed the capacity of the bag or the knapsack, right? These two are the main constraints, right? So the feasible solution means what? Which satisfies the problems constraint. And what about optimal solution? Optimal solution is one of the feasible solution with the best value of the objective function. Example, shortest Hamiltonian circuit or most valuable subset of items that fit to the knapsack. So from these two from this definition we can understand what is optimal solution and what is feasible solution. So optimal means we have to minimize, or we should get a minimize or a maximize result, right? And it is one of the feasible solutions. So that is about optimization problem. Let us see the two addition items in the branch and bound. So one of the important thing about branch and bound is a way to provide for every node of a state space tree a bound on the best value of the objective function on any solution that can be obtained by adding further components to the partially constructed solution represented by a node. So obviously we need to construct a state space tree. So some of the nodes are that means we are finding the solution, right, by creating each and every node at each level, right? So while creating node we have to add some other components to get the optimal solution, right? The best value of the objective function is important in case of branch and bound. So one of the important thing about branch and bound, right? And another one is we have to find a best solution. The value of the best solution is so important, and the value of the best solution seen so far. So the main intention of this branch and bound is to find the optimal result or the optimal solution, right? Compared to other solution, we have to check minimal or the maximum result, right? So that is the intention of branch and bound. Compared to backtracking, we have these two important items or the important things about branch and bound. So the principal idea of branch and bound technique is if the bound value is not better than the value of the best solution, that is not smaller for a minimization problem and not larger for the maximization problem, the node is non-promising and can be terminated. So suppose if you find a result, right, at some level, that means a node is present at that level. If you are finding a solution, right, and you can see the bound value, that means what, the value which is present at that position or at that node, that is the bound value which is not better than the value of the best solution. That is, we need to find a minimization or a maximization result, right? That is not possible means, so possible means if you can delete that node or you can terminate that node from the state space tree, that is called branches pruned, right? So that is about the main idea or the principal idea of branch and bound technique. And indeed no solution obtained from it can yield a better solution that the one already available than the one already available, which is already some solution is already present, but while constructing you are going to find some other solution which is optimal, which is better than the existing result, which is better than the existing solution. If that is the case, we can terminate or we can kill that node and we can continue constructing state space tree, or we can get the optimal solution. These two are the very important point about branch and bound, the main principal idea of branch and bound technique. So reasons to terminate current node in the state space tree, how to terminate and why, what is the reason to terminate, and what is that branch is pruned, all these things. Let us see. The value of the nodes bound is not better than the value of the best solution. That means the value we are getting at a node, at a current node, which is not better than the value of the best solution. That means if a problem is to find a minimization problem, right? That if you are, that means we have to find a minimum result. If that is the case, that is the best solution, right? So if you are getting some other bound value at current node, then we can kill that node, or we can remove that node from the state space tree, and that node is called a non-promising node, right? And the second point is the node represents no feasible solution because the constraint of the problem already violated. There are so many constraints or conditions are already present in a problem statement. So the solution, or the while constructing state space tree, the user has to follow all the constraint, right? That means otherwise will not get the optimal result, optimal solution. If the node present is not giving a feasible solution, that means but the constraints are already violated. If that is the case, we can terminate that node, or we can remove that node from the state space tree. The subset of feasible solution represented by the node consists of single point, right, and hence no further choice can be made. In this case, we can compare the value of the objective function for this feasible solution with that of the best solution and update. So very important thing. So we are not going to get a only feasible solution. A subset of feasible solutions are present, right? So by the node consists of the single point. In this case, we can compare the value of the objective function for this feasible solution with that of the best solution and update. So here in this point we can find objective function. We have already discussed what is that objective function means and what is feasible solution, and the best solution is nothing but the optimal solution. And if you find an optimal solution, you can update that value, right, while constructing the state space tree. So the main three reasons to remove current node in the state space tree are these. So we have to follow the procedure, or we have to follow all these things. If the node is not following the constraint, or if the node is not giving the best solution, or if I compare that the bound value with the objective function for feasible solution that doesn't yield a best solution, if that is the case, we can remove that node from the state space tree, or we can terminate that node from the state space tree. Next, let us see the problem, very important problem, and how to solve this problem with the help of state space tree, right? So let us see the problem statement now. Let us illustrate the branch and bound approach by applying it to the problem of assigning n people to n jobs, so that the total cost of the assignment is as small as possible. So the main intention, or the main constraint of this problem is we have to assign n jobs to n people, right? The total cost of the assignment is small. That means it is an example for minimization problem. We have to find a small cost, that means minimum cost which is required to assign n jobs to n people. So how to solve this assignment problem with the help of branch and bound? Let us see. Let us see what is this assignment problem means. So the assignment problem is specified by an n cross n cost matrix C, so that we can state the problem as follows. Select one element in each row of the matrix so that no two selected elements are in the same column and their sum is the smallest possible. So here in this assignment problem, so we need to represent uh, the persons as well as the jobs in n cross n cost matrix format. You can see the matrix here, and the name of the matrix is C, right? We are using two-dimensional array to store all these elements, And the main constraint of this problem is select one element in each row of the matrix. So we have to select one element from the row, right? So that no two selected elements are in the same column. Suppose if I select 2 here, right? Again if I select 4, it is wrong. You are not supposed to take the value with the same column, right? So that is actually the main constraint. And the sum is the smallest possible. So if I select one, suppose for example if I select 2 here, 2 plus 3 is 6, 6 plus 5, right, is 11, and 11 plus 6, 11 plus 6 is 17, right? So like that we have to find a cost and it is small as possible. So that is actually the main important problem statement, assignment problem. So let us try to solve this assignment problem with the help of branch and bound algorithmic technique. Okay, let us see how to construct a state space tree for assignment problem. The main important thing, we have to construct a state space tree to find the optimal solution for assignment problem. So the first and the foremost thing, we have to find a lower bound. So how to find a lower bound? LB means what? Lower bound. It is the sum of the smallest element in each of the matrix rows. That means what? We need to select a smallest element in each and every row, right? So in the first row, 2 is small, right, compared to all the elements. Second row, 3 is small. Third row, 1 is small. And the fourth row, 4 is small. So that's why 2 plus 3 plus 1 plus 4 is equal to 10, right? So that is equal to 10. That means this is the lower bound. So the first thing, we need to find a lower bound. So root that corresponds to no element selected from the cost matrix. So in each and every space, a state space tree, root represent an empty node. We are not assigning any value from the matrix to the root node here. Just we have calculated the lower bound by selecting the minimum element from each and every row of the matrix. Okay, we are not assigned any job or any node or any value from the cost matrix to the root node is empty. Okay, then after that we have to construct a first level of the tree. So how to construct the first level of the tree? So obviously we need to assign a job to a person A, because he is the first person. So we need to assign a job to a person A. So that last point tells about the construction of the next level of the tree. So the nodes on the first level of the tree corresponds to the selection of an element in the first row of the matrix, that is a job for person A. So that means what? We have to select the element from the first row and we need to assign these jobs to a person A. And here you can see job 1, job 2, job 3, job 4, and with respect to row we can see person A, person B, person C and person D, right? So the first level of the tree, that means if you want to construct the first level of the tree, you have to assign the elements from the first row to a person A. Job 1, job 2, job 3, job 4 for a same person. So how to do? Let us see. So here if I select the first job, if I select the first job to person A, first job is 9, right? So what is the value of LB? So we have to calculate LB for each and every node. Okay, so here LB is equal to 9 plus 9. That means the first job we are selecting, we are assigning that first job to the person A. So 9 plus 3, that means the minimal element in the second row, 3. Okay, plus 1, fine, 1, then 4. Okay, so I have selected 9, then the minimal element in the second row, third row and the last row. So the lower bound is 17. Done. So the first node is done. And the second node, how to construct the second node in the state space tree? So in the same row, in the first row, right, we have to select job 2 to a person. That means we are assigning job to person A. Okay, so we are assigning. So how to assign? A is equal to 2. Then after that we have to find lower bound. So I have selected this second value in the matrix 2. Then after that we can select a minimal element 3 from the second row because it is present in third column. We can select. And what about 1? Yes, we can select 1 also. Then what about 4? Yes, 4 is also selected. So 2 plus 3 plus 1 plus 4 is equal to 10. So what about third node? Third node means I have to select third job to person A. If I select or if I assign third job to person A, what is the value of lower bound? So lower bound is equal to third value, that means job 3 is 7, so 7 plus 4. Why 4 here? Why not 3? Because 3 is a minimal element, right? So the main constraint here, why we are selecting 4 means the main constraint of this assignment problem is we are not supposed to take the value which is present in the same column. See, here I am assigning job 3 to person A, and if I select 3 again, it is wrong, right? You are not supposed to take 3 because it is minimum. No, it is not the constraint, it is not the correct value, so it is not following the constraint. So that's why I'm selecting 4 instead of 3. Okay, and what about 1? No, it is also wrong because it is present in the same column, so don't select this value. So the next minimum value in the third row is 5, so that's why I'm selecting 5 here. And what about 4? You can select 4 because it is present in the fourth column, so you can select 4. So the lower bound for the third node is 20. Okay, then what about the last node or the fourth node in the first level? So we have to assign job 4 to person A. Okay, if I select job 4, that is 8 plus, so we can select the minimal element 3 from the second row, right? Because the first row, in the first row we have selected the fourth element, so we can select, right? So 3 you can select and 1 you can select. So you're not supposed to select 4 because if I select 4 which is present in the same column, right, what we have assigned just now, right, the job 4 to the person A, so that's why you are not supposed to take this 4. So the next minimal value in fourth row is 6, so that's why I'm selecting 6 here. So 8 plus 3 plus 1 plus 6, that is equal to 18. So this is how we need to construct a state space tree for assignment problem. This is with respect to first row. Okay, first row construction. Okay, and what about this numbers represents? So the form of the way in which the nodes are going to generated. Okay, this is actually the first node, and what about this is the next node, third and fourth and fifth. So like this, the form, how it's going to form, the nodes are how it's going to form. So how, based on the value, based on this, based on the formation, we are giving these values. See here, the next is 0th level is constructed and the first level is also constructed. And what about second level? So how to construct a second level tree, right? So that is important. So let us see how to construct the second level. So we have 4 live leaves. That means what? From node 1 through 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That may contain an optimal solution. The most promising of them is node 2 because it has the smallest lower bound value. So you can see the lower bound value of each and every node. 17, first node is 17, second one is 10, third one is 20, and the last one is 18, right? So out of which the second node which contains the lower bound 10, and it is most promising node, right? So that's why we are selecting this node to branch out to the next level. So using best first search strategy, branch out from the node first by considering the 3 different ways of selecting an element from the second row and not in the second column, the 3 different jobs that can be assigned to person B. So the second point tells about the construction in the next level, that is at the second level. So how to construct at the second level? So obviously we need to select this promising node to branch out to the next level, right? So how to assign? Let us see. So A, it is fixed. with respect to person A, job 2 is assigned. Okay, you're not supposed to take that column again. So that's why you can select either job 1 or job 3 or job 4. Don't select job 2. Job 2 is already assigned to A. You can see here it is already assigned. So you can select 6 or you can select 3 or you can select 7. So for the person B. So if I select first job to a person B, that means 6. So what is actually the lower bound? So we have to check, right? So 2 is already fixed, so you have to select this 2 plus 6, that means 8, right? 8 plus 8 plus 1. So the next minimal element is 1. So 8 plus 1 is 9, right? So 9 plus 4. 9 plus 4 is 13. So lower bound for the first node is 13. So next, so instead of the first job, I'm going to select the third job for person B. That means what? 3, right? So 3. So if I select 3, 2 plus 3 is 5, right? So 2 plus 3 is 5. 5 plus 5 is 10. 10 plus 4 is 14. So that is the lower bound, okay, for the second node. And what about the third node? Third node means what? We have to select, that means we are assigning the fourth job to person B. So that's why B4 here. Why all these numbers? The numbers are representing the job, okay, and this is a person. So we are assigning fourth job is 7 to the person B, okay. So this one we have to select because we have assigned already job 2 to person A. So 2 plus 7, 2 plus 7 is 9, 9 plus 1 is 10, right? 9 plus 1 is 10. So then after that we have to select, so we have to select 7, right? So 10 plus 7 is 17, so lower bound is 17. So like this we have to construct a state space tree at second level. So next, what next? Yes, let us see the next level of construction. So here in the state space tree you can see, right, out of 6 live leaves, nodes 1, node 3, node 4, node 5, node 6 and node 7 that may contain an optimal solution. Okay, we again choose the one with the smallest lower bound, right? So out of which you can see this is lower bound with respect to this node 1 is 17, with respect to third node is 20, with respect to fourth is 18, fifth node is 13, and sixth one is 14, and the seventh one is 17. So out of which we need to select fifth node because the lower bound with respect to this node 5 is 13. So that's why I'm selecting this node and we have to branch out. So let us see how to do this. First, consider the selecting the third column's elements from the C's row. So why? Because why we are selecting third row? That means we have to assign a job to person C. Okay, job is already assigned for person A and job is already assigned for person B. Second job is assigned for person A, and first job is assigned for person B. You can see here job is assigned to person A, job is assigned to person B. So these two nodes are promising nodes. From this we are getting the solution, right? So that's why 2 and 6 is already selected. 2 and 6 is already selected. So we have to select the third row and we have to assign the values. So you can see C's row, right? Assigning person C to job 3. Why job 3? You can see here you are not supposed to take the value which is present here, right? So 8 you can't take 8 because the value, that means the second job is already assigned to A. You are not supposed to take the value which is present in the same column, and not first job also because the first job is already assigned to person B, right? So that's why we have to select the third job to person C. Okay, so that is the statement here. So next, this leaves us with no choice but to select the element from the fourth column of the D's row. And what about D? See, second row is selected, right? Second column is selected and first column is also selected. And if I select third column, the third value here in the third row for C, and the remaining one is 4. Other than that, we don't have any choice for %D. So that's why 4 for D. So this yields leaf 8. Leaf 8. That means what here? C. That means the third job we are assigning to C and fourth job to D. Right? Fourth job to D. If I assign like this, what is the lower bound or what is the cost of this? So let us see. 2 plus 6. 2 plus 6 is 8. 8 plus 1 is 9. Right? 9 plus 4 is 13. So the cost is 13 with respect to the leaf node 8. Then after that, this yields leaf 8, which corresponds to the feasible solution. A is 2, that means job 2 to A, job 1 to B, job 3 to C, and job 4 to D, right? With the total cost of 13. Its sibling, that means node 9, this node, right, corresponds to the feasible solution. Job 2 to A, job 1 to B, job 4 to C, job 3 to D, with a total cost of 25. You can see 25, right? 25. Since its cost is larger than the cost of the solution represented by leaf 8, node 9 is simply terminated, because I am selecting this as the promising node and this is the solution, right? So you can terminate this node or you can kill this node, right? Because the cost associated or the lower bound associated with respect to this node is 25, which is larger than 13. So you can select this as the solution. That means what? So we are assigning job 2 to A, job 1 to B, job 3 to C, job D to D to get the optimal solution, right? So here you can see, now as we inspect each of the live leaves of the last space tree nodes 1, 3, 1, 3, 4, 6 and 7, right, in this figure, in the state space tree, we discover that their lower bound values are not smaller than 13. So you can see the lower bound value with respect to node 1 is 17, node 3 is 20, node 4 is 18, node 6 is 14, node 7 is 17. So none of the lower bound is smaller than 13, right? So the value of the best selection seen so far is leaf 8. That means we are selecting this node, right, as a promising node. Hence, we terminate all of them. So we have to terminate. How to terminate? Just put cross mark to terminate all this node, all this non-promising node, and recognize the solution represented by leaf 8 as the optimal solution to this problem. So this is the optimal. So this is the actual solution from the leaf node. From here, right, from here and here. So this is how we need to find a solution with respect to assignment problem using branch and bound. That means we have to check. That means we have to find an optimal solution. If the nodes are not promising nodes, that means that doesn't yield an optimal solution. If that is the case, we have to delete that node or we have to terminate that node from the state space tree. And if the node which gives an optimal solution, we have to recognize and we can write the solution with respect to assignment problem. The complete state space tree for the instance of the assignment problem solved with the best first branch and bound algorithm. Why best first? It means we are checking the node which yields a lower bound, then after that we are branching this. Here also the same thing. So that is called best first branch and bound algorithm, right? So thanks for watching this video.